Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and welcome to my house. That's Justin's house. It's time for another ServiceNow Store Highlights episode, version 09012023. We got all the way through August and now it is September of 2023. Can you believe it, everybody? Up on the list today, we have 45 new or updated applications. That's an additional 2 from last week's episode. Let's get the breakdown by category here as I have sorted those into buckets for us to look at. Let's take a look at this episode. And we have 2 compatibility updates, 5 fixes, 15 highlights, 17 minor updates, most of which are service operations workspace. I'll show you that, or I'll tell you more about that here in a minute. 4 new releases and 2 release notes fails. Let's go ahead and hop into the episode and look at those details. All right, I got these grouped by category, so let's go ahead and knock out those 2 release notes fails: Net Enrich Connect and Zingtree, agent workflows, decision trees, and guides. Both are release notes fails because their release notes are fails. There is nothing for me to tell you what got updated in these applications. They got versioned, but the release notes don't tell what got changed, or they're a repeat of the last release note. So that's a fail. Next up, 2 compatibility updates: Cloud Services Catalog and CSC Content Pack, both from ServiceNow, were made compatible with Vancouver. So that was new for those 2 items. There were also 5 minor fixes to cover: Clear Sky, IGA, ESG, Utility Dashboard, Event Management Connectors, Integration Hub, ETL, and Record Page for Service Operations Workspace. All had some minor updates. Now, I'm going to call your attention to this last one, Record Page for Service Operations Workspace. There was a minor fix, there was a small change, which caused the all the dependent apps to be versioned. All right, so you'll see that here in a second when we get to the minor updates. So that's, I think, was the culprit. If we look at the minor updates, let's just work through them now. Change management for Service Operations Workspace, collaboration services for Service Operations Workspace, interaction management, on-call scheduling, problem management, and recommendations for incident management. And let's see, what else were there? Request management for Service Operations Workspace, alert management, ITOM apps, ITSM Admin Center, ITSM Common, Metric Explorer APIs. All minor updates that I think were related to, based on the notes that they provided, it being a version. And the way I was able to figure this out is because they did leave me some nice release notes, except for the one I clicked on. Let's try a different one here. Collaboration services for Operations Workspace. On these, they left a little note saying no changes, application is versioned due to dependency revision. And that was most of the Service Operations Workspace, with the exception of a couple. But I was able to figure out what was going on. So that's what's new for them. Also, to point out, Generative AI Controller, Kena VM or Vulnerability Management, Postmaster Email Routing, Qualtrics Connection Manager. All of those had minor updates. Let's make sure there's nothing else. Yeah, there's nothing else. So those are the ones, plus the Service Operations Workspace, make up our 17 minor updates. And that brings us to the new releases. So let's get into these new releases, and we'll hide this attachment window over here and start with Deloitte Citizen Development Innovation. Re-accelerate innovation and leverage creativity to drive intended business value. The key features on this one: Citizen Development Innovation Framework, world-class governance model, pre-built data feeds, application templates, and a UI best practice handbook. On the technical side, a single data model, single development environment, standardized workflow, pre-built integration spokes, and deployable intelligence, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and robotic process automation modules. We do have a marketing screenshot, I guess, here. So the Citizen Developer Difference: Empower, Accelerate, and Optimize. All right, that's that new release. We've got 3 more to cover here. Next up is going to be Kyndryl Integration for Azure DevOps, Azure DevOps Integration for Incident Management. Key features on this one are a bi-directional real-time integration between ServiceNow incidents and Azure ADO issues, automatic updates of comments and work notes, configurable field and state mappings, automatic transfer of attachments, automatic resolution of incident based on closure of corresponding ADO task, and rerouting an incident to a non-ADO assignment group will automatically close the ADO task. They do have some screenshots on this one, so let's take a look. This is the integration activities, showing DevOps or Azure DevOps integration user posting notes about an issue being created over in Azure DevOps. Here's the Quick Start ADO integration field mapping, the Flow Designer QS Incident ADO boards integration, and we're back to the integration activity. So that's what's new from Kyndryl Inc. Next is also from Kyndryl, the Kyndryl Integration Service Request Inbound, ServiceNow Service Request Integration Automation. Key features on this one, I'm going to read the highlights. Easy implementation, publisher consumer concept, coding, flexibility, application supports both domain SEP and dedicated instances, and REST preferred and SOAP APIs, inbound service request, security, inbound defaults, inbound easy consistent transformation for fields with numeric values, and inbound set external tool number fields, and support for misrouted tickets. Let's take a look at their screenshots. We've got a nice visual there of the integration, everything coming into Kyndryl, and there is a kind of a layout of the different functions, the different, so this is about service request inbound, this particular integration. Here's the slide 2 of 2. It's showing the integration and uses of a service identifier and updating the rhythm and some reference data there. Screenshot number 4, integration service request definitions, so the service task definitions. And we're back to that nice pretty graph or that visual. So that's the second thing that's new from Kyndryl Inc., which leads us to our last new application, Public Cloud Connector, a one-stop shop to manage your AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud assets. Let's see, another mouthful of key features. Please contact them prior to installing in big type there, but they've got data synchronization, cloud integration, CMDB integration, it looks like, budgets, service catalog, and data integration for AWS. For Azure, for Google, change management, create and assign approval policies to catalog items, incident management, trigger incidents and assign incidents to support groups automatically when problems in the environment are detected, robust error handling, and support levels, so different support levels. We do have screenshots on this one as well, so we got a catalog item here showing templates and stuff to do. We've got another catalog item, launch service catalog product, a cloud formation template catalog item, and create sleep schedules for servers to save costs. So this is an instance of a sleep schedule for an EC2 instance up in Amazon. Here's the cloud spending tracking for AWS budgets. And here's the ServiceNow granular access control to ServiceNow users. So showing the AWS account and organization and the ServiceNow user. And server pricing with information, launch server pricing with information. Okay, we're back to cycling through those catalog screenshots. So that is the last new thing, and that's from ICG LLC, and that brings us to our highlights for this episode. We've got 15 of them. AI translations powered by Lionbridge is number 1 on the highlights. They've upgraded to version 2.9.0, adding support for multilingual email notifications, and they fixed an issue where the auth token could expire for longer running jobs. All right, next on our list of updates is, let me get rid of this attachments window, barcode and QR code generator, updated to version 1.4.2. Updated barcode generation options to always include the check digit in the barcode, ensuring more global compatibility across scanner models. Fixed issues where barcodes may not print with Polaris UI. Added show border option on the barcode generator. Added ability to use JavaScript code notation and barcode parts. Added ability to add QR code labels to all email notifications. Added ability to save and attach QR code labels to records in the background. And improved documentation and modules. So great release notes there from the team at Yansa Labs LLC. Next up is the Blameless application, updated to version 1.1.0, and they added support for problem ticket creation whenever a Blameless retrospective is created. We can also update the tickets by mapping custom fields on Blameless Web UI. Next on our list is Global Link Connect. They updated to version 4.5.0, and that added support for translating content from KB category, SNHR core service, SNHR core template, SNEX SP quick link, SP instance link, item option new set, SNHR core topic category, and SNHR core topic detail. Those, my friends, are all table names in ServiceNow, if you didn't know that already. And they also did some bug fixes and improvements in this newer version. Next on the list is Global Signs. Atlas PKI-AAS connector updated to version 1.2.8. Full chain certificate available on the certificate page and an email, and trust chain certificate available on the certificate page and an email. Next on our list is going to be Enteros Vendor Risk Management integration, updated to version 1.2.0. Replace the operations risk score with catastrophic risk score. I know that's probably a minor update, but it sounded catastrophic, so I thought I'd include it in the highlights. Next, ISM monitoring was updated to version 2.0.1. This is an Innovation Lab offering. They added the ability to provide both ACONF and VCONF value. I'm sure there's a way to say that. Able to track family release versions for each check. Create failed check results only for the checks that apply to instance version. They changed the updated with baseline version 3 configuration and removed the X4246 check to reduce false positive. I honestly don't know anything of what I just said. Assess and monitor security baseline based on a NIST standard. Okay, so that got updated. Next on the list, Now Assist for ITSM. This is part of the generative AI stuff for Vancouver. In this one, Gen AI powered summary will now have sections corresponding to the state of the incident. For example, summary for an incident whose state is new will have only the issue section. Summary for an incident whose state is in progress will have the issue and actions taken sections. And summary for an incident whose state is resolved will have the issues, actions taken, and resolution sections. So just some refinement, looks like there. Change added address the issue where long task resulted in the no summary available error. Reduce hallucinations where resolution and actions taken were showing up for new incidents. That is bizarre. I wish I had been able to see that. That was a cool hallucination. They fixed an incident summarization user experience in Service Operations Workspace and removed the resolution code generation through Gen AI. I wonder if this fix was also the reason for all those SOW Service Operations Workspace updates. But we'll move on to our next highlight, and that's going to be Optimize AI Ops Workspace, updated to version 1.5.16. And in this version, they added Utah support, resolved an issue with alert playbooks and subflows not functioning, and instead of opening all workspace tabs, buttons have been added allowing the user to open additional tabs on demand. They've also got another one, the UI library was updated to version 1.5.16, which added Utah support and resolved an issue with alerts, playbooks, and /subflows not functioning. Alright, so 2 highlights from the Optimize Inc. team. Next up, Service Graph Connector for Forescout was updated to version 1.0.11. Rapidly import Forescout, well, that's a summary of what it does. They added support for relationships between OT devices, and they added support for mapping of software installed on Windows devices. Next on our list, Service Operations Workspace ITSM applications. This might have also been another one that caused all the updates. And in this one, they added Vancouver compatibility fixes, added a fix for the resolve modal, and performance fix for landing page announcement widget. Alright, so that's technically 2 things for Service Operations Workspace, plus maybe the Gen AI that resulted in all those updates. Next up, SysDig Container Vulnerability Response, updated to version 1.2.0, added state management of finding, added support of proxy URL, and improved field mapping, added new fields, remediation tips, package type, ... I don't know if that means there's other fields, or they just, forgot to go back and update this, but we got some release notes for this, so I'll take it. Next, Tanium Integration Core. This one actually had some good release notes. Updated to version 1.4.0. And I had to read through this to figure out how to read it. So, added some logic in Gateway Query Util to ensure that all sensor parameters are sent over as strings. Added Tanium Investigate Deep Link functionality to Integration Core. Added Tanium Investigate UI action and associated logic. Added the x_tania_tan_core.investigate_user role. This role will do some things. They added the something Ajax script include, which provides functionality for linking to the Tanium Investigate UI with a deep link that contains the context of the relevant ticket and CI. Let's scroll on down here. Updated the Tanium Configure Sensor util.get configured sensor results to use the new, as a version 1.2.6, Gateway Query Util.query async method. Also added new optional arguments to .get configured sensor results to allow the caller to specify how the .query async method executes with the following parameters: use get next page, minimum endpoint count, max retries, execute async, max wait time per request. Let's scroll down and see if there's some more of those there. Nope. And then the last thing here, they worked around a platform bug, aka ServiceNow bug, it sounds like, causing requested resource not found error when saving properties from guided setup steps. This error did not prevent the properties from being saved, but was confusing for admins setting up the application. So nice little workaround there. And some really good detailed release notes from the team at Tanium Inc. Next and last on our list of highlights is from ServiceNow. The UXC Generative UI updated to version 1.0.9, added support for the Turbo 3.5 modal, added support for state-based prompt for record summarization. They removed HTML/code in prompt input, and they fixed various defects. They fixed various defects. And so that's the highlights from ServiceNow, and that's our entire episode. Let's go check those details again one more time before we wrap. You just saw 4 new releases, 15 highlights, 2 compatibility updates, 17 minor updates, 5 fixes, and 2 release notes fails. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody who you think might be interested in what got updated in the ServiceNow store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.